This episode of Distractible is presented to you by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet.
The folks over at T-Mobile have some big news for you. They now have the fastest 5G home internet according to the experts at Ookla Speed Test.
So if you want the fastest 5G speeds with a 5-year price guarantee, visit t-mobile.com/home internet to check availability.
Price guarantee exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Fastest based on Ookla Speed Test. Intelligence data, second half 2025. All rights reserved.
From eBay escapades to solar-powered situations. Yes! It's time for Best of the Render Farm.
So I have a new hobby, a new expensive hobby.
Yeah, we know about the lenses.
No. You don't understand.
All right, who's our next guest going to be who breaks a house trying to get you your thing?
No, it's not like that at all.
Is it mobile games? They can be expensive.
They can be, but it's not mobile games. I want to build a render farm.
That's not as exciting as you're trying to make it seem.
Well, come on!
I am personally, I do think that's interesting because I'm interested exactly at what the infrastructure for that is and how you set that. But to normal people, that's an even tougher sell than lenses. I'm going to be honest.
Oh, come on.
I'm going to let you cook here only because I filled up my Synology the other day. I've had it for, 10 years. I've had it for a very long time. And it's got 30 terabytes of storage. Last night I went to transfer some files. It's full up.
Damn.
So if you've got space for me, Mark, I'm in.
Yeah, so I think, Wade, you'll like this because when I was doing that whole hard drive stint, which people forgot about when the lenses took over, but I was doing a hard drive thing there for a bit.
Yeah, when you were Thunderstruck, whatever it was called.
Yes, exactly, Thunderbolt. So I built a server that has 400 terabytes of storage, right? Because I was like, I'm going to future-proof this. I went on a whole hard drive kick. I got some refurbished hard drives. If there's one thing I love is that doing these hobbies and trying to find a good deal for them, even because it's so expensive, a lot of these things. So I always try to find the good deal for it. So I bought refurbished hard drives, and in every way, that's a big no, don't do that. But it just so happened in a specific situation that I did this. There was some cryptocurrency that was based on hard drive space I talked about before, yada, yada, yada. But Render Farm is different because it's extremely difficult to get server infrastructure at a cheap price unless you just so happen to be in an era where everyone with a data center is replacing their hardware with this new fancy AI bullshit hardware, and they're throwing everything out at incredible discounts, and you can find the most amazing server hardware ever on eBay for steep discounts.
Okay, how much is a steep discounted 400 terabyte?
Oh, you're not going to like this.
I'm talking 50% plus discounts, right? How much is a 4090 right now, right? 4090.
Couple grand, isn't it?
$2,200 or something.
4090s right now is $2,000, around that. It's still very expensive. You can get some things with a 4090 in it, an entire CPU, RAM, power supply, motherboard, case, all this shit for $2,400. So $400 more than the card and a 4090 in there. $400 more than the card itself for the entire fucking computer with an NVMe, 2 terabyte NVMe. It's got 64. Look at even my camera agrees.
What the shit why is that happening? Why is there a thumbs up on your face?
It's just so positive. You can get all that for $2,400. And that's still a lot of money, but you talk about getting a computer with a 4090 in it for that. Now here's the real kicker. That's just
keep talking.
That's just domestic level computer hardware, right? At steep discounts, because now is a better time than ever in the history of forever to get a computer because there are so many companies that are trying to clear shit out to get this new shit in.
What do I search for on eBay for this? Give me some keywords.
What you want to look up on eBay is you want to find the specific server grade processor that you want, because what's happening is all these companies realize they need GPUs right now. So actually GPU deals are hard to come by for workstation level graphics, but you can still get good deals because people are still trading out computers. But you can get 64, 96, 128 core processors in their server chassis with a terabyte of RAM. I don't even know what you would do with a terabyte of RAM for 80% off of the cost, and they are perfectly functional, very modern, like only a year or two old. But because every company in existence is trying to get rid of what they have and replace it with these bigger GPU-based servers with like 8 GPUs in them, you can get the craziest shit. You can get the craziest shit for so much less. There's processors out there that are like $12,000. You can get two of them. You can get two of them for like 25% of the price, which is a lot. I haven't bought these, but this is why I'm like, now is the greatest time in the history of forever to build a render farm.
I want to see your $500,000 server setup.
You don't need to spend $500,000. What was I just telling you?
I don't know. I had left.
Oh yeah, you weren't here. Where did you go?
I had important business to take care of.
I'm with you, Mark. I see what you're laying down.
Yeah, you see what I'm laying down? You see?
What? So what? You're going to buy, you're going to lease space and just buy a bunch of secondhand servers and set up a render farm thing for cheap for people to use?
No, just do it in my garage. If I have to lease space, that's going to cost more money. But if I do it in my garage,
Where's the cargo?
my car hasn't been in my garage for a year, man.
Yeah, I mean, he had movie set in there and stuff or whatever.
Yeah, I have a whole set in there. But once that's gone, now the movie's done, I have space for everything. And I put air conditioning in there because filming in there in the summer was such a pain because it wasn't air conditioned. So I put an oversized air conditioner in my garage so I can have a server rack in my garage.
I can't believe you filmed a whole movie in your garage. I didn't realize that.
I picked up a lot of shots in my garage. I was basically talking about it for the past year, wasn't I?
He did talk a lot about that. Yeah, I feel like.
Huh. That's crazy. You know what, Mark? Points to, I don't know, someone.
So I want to build a render farm. I want to get some sweet deals on some sweet computers and put them into my garage. And I'm sure that buying this shit off of eBay is definitely reliable.
Well, so you're saying eBay, these companies aren't going out of business, but they still probably like offload these to just like wholesalers or something, right? Can you go to like in-person auctions where this stuff would be even cheaper, probably?
For sure. I haven't scratched the surface of where these sales are. I've only really just started looking and finding like incredible deals. If anybody knows the secret ins of where to get this shit for the cheapest prices, put it on the subreddit. Let me know about it. I'm about to start a rendering revolution because online render services cost way too much. And if I can do it from home, because I got solar panels, so I don't even need to pay for the electricity, okay?
Man, if we have a zombie apocalypse, you're going to be able to film movies from your house. It's crazy.
Mark's never going to have to stop making content.
Yeah, one can only hope. One can only hope. Anyway, that's my small talk.
My latest hobby. Have I told you guys about it?
Yes.
Render farm.
Oh, yeah.
Render farm? Render farm?
My main man, Tug'em4470. You're the real. You're the real. You get me the best discounts on possibly good server hardware.
I'm sure they're all.
I haven't even gotten it yet. I'm sure it's great.
Where are they coming from?
Shenzhen, China.
Well, isn't that where all electronics come from?
I feel like that's going into possibly prejudice territory, but keep going.
Honestly, there's just like the manufacturing in Shenzhen is like every piece of technology.
Where was the place where the glycine factory was?
Medical grade glycine?
Medical grade glycine. Did you hear about this?
Of course not. It's me.
On TikTok, there was a huge trend where there was this nonstop talk about medical grade glycine. And there was this one...
What is
TikTok
glycine?
I don't know.
I don't know, and I don't know what it's for.
Okay.
I just know that medical grade glycine was very important.
So there's certain things that you can do, and CG is like computer graphics. A lot of it comes down to rendering. But there's a whole world of like art there that I know I'll never fully get. I won't be an expert at it, but at least the technology side is like, okay, for the sake of rendering, I can render, and I can figure out how to do that. I can build a render farm, right? I know how to build a computer because I've done it before. I've done it for you. I look into it like a server can't be that different. And so this is where my brain goes. It goes from one to the other. I have a basis of knowledge. This is a problem that I'm facing. I think I can figure out, puzzle a way to a solution using my knowledge. You never have any like desire to do that?
My knowledge is to socially outreach and find someone else who can solve my problem.
I was going to go into the spiel of all the hardware that I've come back to and talking about that and talking about the latest thing that's going to make people so mad about me talking about it. I can't wait for people to be pissed off.
Is it a render farm?
I forgot to drink. You can't say that word in front of him.
Render farm? Did render farms kill his family?
Yeah, probably. I'm going to go with yes.
You ever swallow and immediately know you did it wrong and you're fucked?
Did you just do that unrelated to me saying the word render farm, or was
It
that?
was completely unrelated. I was just taking a sip and my body was like, I should breathe that.
I've been building my render farm. I'm a render farm expert. I'm an expert.
You're still on about that?
I've discovered the magic that is blown fuses again. So it turns out computers draw a lot of power. A lot of power. And so for those that aren't aware, that even just running one computer all day long is an incredible draw of power. It's like running a microwave constantly. So one of the things that I'm looking into is getting power into my house, like figuring out the power system. I'm trying to get like a better battery backup. But I was doing something yesterday that I was so I was up on my roof, right? And I realized how cosmically stupid what I was doing was. I climbed up on the roof and I called for Amy, and I was like, can you pass me the hose? So she throws me the hose, and there I am standing on my roof watering my solar panels because they're dirty and encrusted with grime. But I just was like standing there and thinking about it as this like wonderful era that we live in with all this technology and able to just grab electricity out of the air with solar panels. And there I stand with a garden hose being like, this'll fix it. Got it.
Well, if you want to grow your solar farm, you've got to water it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It just felt so dumb. Like I was halfway, but then
I thought you were going to tell me you were cleaning out your gutters or something. I was not expecting the twist of watering your solar panel.
No, because I could understand like cleaning out the gutters. And what I should have done is I have a Ryobi power washer. And what's great about it is it has a hose attachment on it. But my hose isn't long enough and I didn't have the batteries charged. And I was just like, let me go up see what they are. And they looked pretty crusty.
Were you using the solar panel attachment for the hose?
Shut up.
You know, they actually make a Ryobi solar panel cleaner. It's basically the same as a power washer, but it's designed to work way better on solar panels.
Yeah, because that stuff is crusty. Because I got done, I washed it off, and I felt like I was playing Power Wash Simulator because I didn't have enough pressure. Because I had one of those little handles, but at the distance, the wind alone was beating me. So I got done, everything was wet, and I thought I washed it thoroughly. I saw some gunk run off, and by the time I got to the end, I went back to the beginning, and the beginning was dry, and it was just as dusty. It was like super. Like just as crusted over, couldn't see a single cell, and I'm like, damn it! So I bought, Amy bought a big mop with a big handle. So today when that comes, I'm gonna go out and mop my solar panels.
If people out there want to know what the celebrity lifestyle is like, it is mopping your solar panels on your roof.
So yeah, that's what I get to look forward to. And so I'm realizing that with all of this computer power, that man, things are going good. Things are going real good. I have all the parts assembled, but I realized that I got the wrong case for it because I'm not building a server rack. I'm basically just building a few computers for my Houdini render farm. But I got the wrong case size because it's been a while since I built a computer. I used to always do it, and then I kind of fell into people doing the custom water cooling solutions because I was like, I don't really want to fiddle with all of that. So I'd rather get it from a company that's going to do it. But for these things, like the prices are so stupid for like business level stuff. That's why businesses don't make any sense. I don't know how businesses ever make money when they pay like business prices for things. Cause you got like home internet, you pay home internet and it can be like up to $100 for good internet. And that's pricey. A business internet line starts in the thousands. And I'm like, wait a minute, where does this jump occur? Why is this? But that's just what businesses pay for. They just do that. And other people charge businesses like these exorbitant rates. And it's like, it doesn't make any sense because the price of these big workstation computers from a pre-built manufacturer, like there's a markup for pre-built computers for consumer level hardware. What should be like a $10,000 computer if you bought all the parts in a very good computer, someone will mark up to $50,000 for the entire thing to be assembled. If you look at some of the higher end workstations, it doesn't make any sense. So I'm building it myself again because I've done that before and it's not much different.
Nice.
But I got the wrong case because it's an SSI-EEB motherboard, not an EATX motherboard. And even though the case says EATX and the motherboard I bought was listed as ATX.
Have you tried the EAT-ASS motherboards?
But what if we had in our movie theater, we had a LAN area, we had little pods where people could do, like if they wanted to record YouTube videos or stream or something, we had little rooms segmented off where there was like one computer with a camera already set up and a light already set up. And also all those computers are part of my render farm.
Yes.
And we can farm Bitcoin while they play.
No. That's not, you can't do it on normal hardware. That's not an efficient way to get Bitcoin.
Not with that attitude.
Oh, that's why you're the handsome one.
So you want to get me Bitcoin. You just don't know it.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what to believe anymore with you. But right? Isn't that a great idea?
It's the best idea.
No, well, I mean, I do of little things that I've been working on, but, you know, I don't want to bog anyone down with my really cool ideas and things.
Is it lenses and or render farm?
No. No. Maybe you'd actually appreciate it. Because it's only adjacent to it. I'm trying to get back into water cooling. So when you're building a computer, and this applies to people out there, you can have the option of water cooling components, and it's kind of like it's a higher level way of building a computer, but it can yield like a lot better results than just air cooling. Because if you have a bunch of fans in your computer, the computer that I built for you was air cooled, it wasn't water cooled. There was just like a big old air cooler on it, I think, unless I did put it in a...
It probably had an AIO, didn't it?
That one with the Threadripper was the last one that I built there.
Oh, maybe not. No, maybe not.
Yeah, I have no idea. But either way, I've been getting into water cooling again because there's a lot of really funky new developments in the world of water cooling, and I've really wanted to try immersion cooling. Have you guys heard of this?
I have, actually.
No.
So immersion cooling is literally what it sounds like. You take your whole computer and you stick it in a liquid. You go...
And that's okay for it?
That's okay for it. It's so good for it, actually.
It has to be the right kind of liquid.
Yeah. It can't just be spit or piss or something like that. Yeah. So you get a special fluid that's called dielectric fluid. It's non-conductive, so that when it's in there, it's not going to like zap. Because the thing is, pure water is actually not very conductive. It's the impurities in water that cause it to become conductive, and that can cause it to short out, and then it'll go kabloom. So you need a pure whatever this fluid is. You can't have like dust getting in it or anything like that. It takes some cleaning required, and there's some extra things. But the way you can do it is you can take your whole computer, really dense, like get the density way up, and stick it in a vat of fluid, and it'll circulate the fluid, and it'll cool all the components in it, right?
Do you run the computer while it's in there?
Yeah.
Okay, go on, expound.
So it's dielectric, right? So the fluid is entirely non-conductive. So all of your plugs and stuff in the computer, you power plug, it's in there. It's powered, it's got all the peripherals in there. This is usually for data centers and stuff like that. But there are people that, their home computer, they basically get a fish tank, right? And they just put they build their whole motherboard and stuff inside the fish tank, and then they fill it up with this fluid, and you'll see it. It's pretty cool. I can actually pull up like because
I'm picturing like your tower, you just shove it in a kiddie pool, and then all the wires and stuff, it's like, does it just like bend up to come out of the tank? Are they like, how do you turn it on if it's in the tank? How do you keep it from getting impure?
It's real tricky, but this is it.
Okay, so like the tank is also the tower. It's not like the tower in a tank. The tank is also the tower.
So this one's trickier. I think this one is at a higher risk of problems because the top is open, right? So you see the cables going into the top. The back of the motherboard is at the top of this fish tank that's in front of everyone. And so the plugs go in the top. Now the problem with this is dust and impurities can get into the fluid this way. It's not sealed off. Ideally, you want something that's more sealed. And the other issue here is there's probably not as much circulation. I think it's just more of a kind of a funny build that's actually looks like a fish tank. But in industrial applications, you put your entire server rack inside this fluid, you can get the density up. You just need it to circulate things. And it's weird. It's super weird to look at. Your mind goes like, that's not right. But it works. It works, and it works well. It cools things really efficiently.
How pure are the rocks and the Fruity Pebbles?
Oh, essential. Essential for that, yeah. You want your 90s ass color scheme, glow in the dark rocks at the bottom so that you can really get all the gaming juice out of your components. Yeah. So I'm looking into this, and I'm probably going to break some things.
For a computer or for server size stuff?
For server size stuff. But the problem is, everything server size takes a premium. So I'm trying to like see if I just get a big enough, horse drinking trough. If I do that, maybe there would be a way.
How annoying is this to change out? Like, let's say a part fails. You have to replace a part.
Pull it out, you shake it off a bit. I mean, it's about as annoying as like you can imagine it is. It's literally dunked in a fluid that's probably slightly toxic.
But like, can you put your impure fingers in this liquid without having to replace the whole liquid?
No, you should wear like gloves and stuff.
Ideally, you're doing this in a very professional way, but, I'm not the most professional person.
I mean, they make like filtration systems. There must be a type of filtration that you could use to filter your dielectric juice. Is it expensive? Is dielectric liquid, water, whatever? Because it's a special thing, right? You don't really buy it in 50-gallon barrels. You buy it in, smaller containers than that.
Like paint, where they have that special paint that's so dark, it's like only 0.1% reflectivity.
Sure.
That is very expensive, but you can get black paint that is like 2% reflectivity, still extremely dark, for way cheaper than that, right? It's the same with these fluids. Some people have proprietary fluids that are crazy expensive that they have patents on and they sell because it's that much better at non-conductiveness or non-cooling or cooling capacity or stuff like that. And so these companies want to sell them at premiums, but there is dielectric fluid that you can get that will not be as expensive.
That's so cool.
So if everything blows up, a lot of my things seem to like have a high risk of electrocution and explosions. But that's how you're really, really starting to get somewhere.
You're also starting to push your drowned man saga on yourself, because like you're power washing on your roof and now you're getting liquid on your computer. You're starting to really toy with liquid. And as someone who deals with liquid, it's a dangerous game.
I had a crazy idea what if I pumped air through my pool? Because I thought Linus, when he did his pool cooling for his whole server where he ran tubes, his problem was that he did liquid cooling underneath the pool. I'm like, what if you just pump air through the pool and then blow that air in and you get a cheap air conditioner, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is there perpetual energy idea? Not perpetual energy. Is there a way that you know how your water is pressurized, right? So you got water. What if I have my water pipe, I build an illegal extension to go up really high, have it pour onto a giant water wheel that's going to generate electricity, but at the bottom of it, I just have it pump back into the pipe where it came out of. That way the water company never knows. They never know.
Yeah, no, they don't have anything for that. They have no idea.
That's how it works, right? I just have the open pipe at the bottom and it funnels right back in.
It would work.
I just put the negative pressure terminal. Yeah, I just put it in reverse. Yeah.
Like, I have some questions about it, but I'm just going to not ask them and assume you're correct.
This episode is brought to you by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet. You already know that T-Mobile 5G Home Internet is ridiculously easy to set up with a price that doesn't feel like you're getting scammed every month. But here's something new worth noting. T-Mobile now is the fastest 5G home internet according to the experts at Ookla Speed Test.
No, seriously, their 5G home internet speeds are officially the fastest, which means that when you're downloading all your movies that aren't mine, every single one except for mine, you'll get them at the fastest speeds possible, along with all your video calls and uploading files and maybe even streaming something in the background,
And yeah, it is still a great value. Backed by a 5-year price guarantee, so your bill doesn't slowly creep up when you're not paying attention. So if you want the fastest 5G home internet, with a simple setup and savings that actually stick, head over to t-mobile.com/home internet to check availability today. Price guarantee exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Fastest based on Ookla Speed Test intelligence data, second half 2025. All rights reserved.
So I got a mystery. This isn't the episode. This is just a random aside that I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So I as you know, I've bought some refurbished computers, right?
Mm-hmm.
From Dell. And I had them running. I was running, a little render farm. And I've been doing small scale experiments with these computers as I try to build up what I'm going to do. So I had 5 computers running. And for weeks now, they've been running fine. They've been working perfectly. I've actually, done some experimentation with underclocking, or undervolting the graphics cards, yada, yada. It doesn't matter. 2 nights ago, or yesterday morning, rather, I woke up, all 5 computers that I had running were offline, all 5 of them. And I'm like, well, that's strange. Not one of them. I load up each one of them. I load up the first one and I discover, the boot drive is corrupted. It cannot boot. Can't boot Windows. It does its self-diagnostics. All the hardware is fine. It can't boot Windows. Can't boot at all. It can't even find the boot drive. So I load up the next one. 2 of 5. Same thing. Boot drive corrupted. And here's the thing. I don't know if me even talking about this is painting a big target on my back.
Oh, it definitely is.
But I'm going to keep talking about it because it's just fascinating. All offline at this point. 3rd one, same deal. Same exact problem. Boot drive corrupted. 4th one, boot drive corrupted. 5th one, boot drive is corrupted.
What time was this that you found this?
I don't know what time they all went offline because I couldn't find any logs or anything like that. I didn't have anything robust to set them up. These were just render notes. They didn't have anything on them. They were just running 2 pieces of software, basically, is all they were running. So they were technically connected to the internet. I didn't even have monitors connected to them. So I had, I was remoting into them just to even get there. But I had to I have a little clamshell KVM so I can plug into them and see what's going on. And I'm like, that's super weird. What are the odds that 5 computers in different parts of my house, all running the same software, but also other computers in my house were running this software as well? Only the Dell ones shut down and got corrupted.
Can I posit a theory here?
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, do you remember the story we just told, the bird and the chipmunk wizard theory?
Okay.
What did we talk about yesterday on this podcast when we were recording? Talked about Adele and boots.
Go on.
And now your Adeles won't boots.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying, put the tinfoil hats on because what day did that issue occur? Oh, yeah, during the Adele Boots Day. Bob gave one hint all day. You know what that hint was? Boots.
Whoa. That doesn't imply that this is my fault somehow.
Remember that song, Never Mind, I Will Find a Render Farm Like You? Adele.
All right, so this is very strange, right? So I contact Dell customer service, and I've got a customer service gripe to pick because...
All right.
Clearly, this isn't normal, right?
No, that's pretty weird.
It's very strange. My only guess is that it was some type of malware that somehow got into the computers. And again, this maybe painting a big target on my back. I have no idea. But something got into the computers and corrupted the boot drive. It's very easy to cause these things to become unstable if you delete system 32 or something like that. You can basically render a whole computer by doing that, and it would just cause a bunch of problems. It would not be able to boot anymore. It wouldn't be able to repair itself. I'm not saying doing that would do that, but a lot of things can be done.
That just doesn't have a lot of value to the malicious party other than fucking your shit up, I guess.
Yeah, I have no idea either. So I reach out to Dell customer service, and I knew something was wrong when I was being answered by the Dell social media team, which was a little strange.
Uh-oh.
But I'm hoping that that's Dell's customer service on the social media team. And I go through this all day. I'm like, this is weird, right? Can you help me figure out why this is happening? I was like, okay, let's troubleshoot it. So they run me around for hours and hours doing all these troubleshooting tasks that I keep saying yeah, I've done the basics. I've done your diagnostics. There's nothing wrong with the hardware. And then it goes on and on. They keep leading me on you're going to find out why this happened, right? They're no, let's just do the next step. You're going to find out why this happens, right? Let's just do the next step. You're going to find out why that happens, right? All right, create a thumb drive with a Windows installation on it. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm doing anything to not do this, because if I format that drive, any evidence of what happened on that computer is going to be erased or become much harder to find if I do a fresh install of Windows on it. And I keep asking them and they're like, please just do the next step. We are going through this. This is the process we need to get in. I'm like, okay. And so I reinstall it, do that. And then I tell them okay, I'm in Windows. Now what? And they're like, great. Let us know if there's any problem. Keep an eye on it. Have a good day. And I'm like, you motherfuckers, you sons of bitches. You had no intention of finding out what went wrong with it at all. I was like, just take this computer back and look at there's such a thing as computer forensics. You can look into the hard drive and find out some logs. You can dig in there but they had no desire to do any of that. They were never going to do it. And they strung me along the entire time.
Did you do all 5, or do you have any that are still?
No, I only did 1.
Okay.
I only did 1 because I have all 5 with the same problem, but they would not admit that 5 going offline for the same reason, all independently of each other, wasn't weird, right? And they kept saying it's just a random software corruption. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. The odds of random software corruption occurring across 5 machines at the same time is statistically most likely improbable, or not impossible. Nothing's impossible, but whatever. It seems much more likely that this is some kind of security vulnerability that was exploited or something like that. And it's only these. My other computers are fine. Only these. What's up with that?
It was kind of brilliant. Now they've got you as a complicit party in covering up the evidence. So if you do get a forensics specialist, they're going to see that you covered up one of the 5.
What crime is being Okay.
I don't know, man, but it's pretty bad if Dell's getting you involved in the cover up.
You're right.
And they got the social media team involved, so that way, the moment you try to say anything, they're like, they've already got the posts ready. Markiplier covers up corruption at Dell.
You're right.
Inside job.
That's it. That's the one. That's it. And look, it's like, I know, what can they do? All I wanted was them to just escalate it to the next level of being like, yeah, this is weird enough. Maybe you should look into this. It's probably nothing. It's probably something like, as I was running them, like it was some port was not forwarded correctly in the computers. It allowed someone to get in or a virus to get in. I'm not saying this was like a specific attack. It just seems like this is malware riding across the software for the render farm thing that I was using that allowed like some piece of malware to get in, deleted a system thing, and boop, all the thing go.
Yeah.
It's more likely that that happened, but it's also worth exploring. I can't use these computers if that's possible. That was my point to them, is like, I can't rely on these to do what I need them to do if there is something like that in them. I don't think it's the software I'm using because I'm using it across my other computers, but maybe, again, it might be.
I mean, it might be like a driver compatibility where it's the software and some specific thing in the Dell machines, and they all have it because they're all the same machine or something, but
Yeah, exactly.
no, it's weird to corrupt the boot disk like that. Is like not what would normally happen is they would just blue screen, and then you could get it to post, and maybe it would continue to have an issue. You have to do drivers or reinstall or whatever. But like,
Yeah.
I'm not an expert, but as far as I know, that's a much weirder outcome.
Yes. Yeah.
That's not something where it's like whoopsie doodles, and then your whole boot drive is just corrupted. That's a different kind of issue.
It's very strange.
You guys are basing too much stuff on facts here. I think Bob's earlier theory about the wizard chipmunk, he's trying to get his revenge because you caught him like practicing his bird, which wasn't perfect. So he was like half chipmunk. And then he fully went chipmunk and he's like, fine, I just won't even be a bird. Fuck this guy.
It is strange.
And then he followed you home as a chipmunk and attacked your computers to get back at you.
I did think, I was almost positive that when I first saw that bird, it was a chipmunk first. That's what I saw in my mind. I might have seen a shape-shifting chipmunk.
I think Bob was originally right.
It's just a glitch in the matrix. Here, let me give you a Wade solution here. Hang on.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, Mark, I know how to solve this problem. It's not the Dell computers themselves. What you need is a Costco-sized jug of lighter fluid and then a lighter to light the lighter fluid. And then what you do is you take all of your computers and you set them in a smaller area, small enough where you could draw a circle on the ground around them in lighter fluid. And you want to use like the whole bottle, like as much as you can. You might need multiple bottles. I don't even know. But you basically want all of the wires, all of the networking stuff, all of the computers, all inside this circle. And before you turn them on to do anything, you light the lighter fluid. So you've got a wall of fire around all of your computers.
Those are important to protect you.
I know this about technology. The firewall will keep you safe, Mark.
I've heard of this mythical firewall.
I've got an alternate.
Okay.
Wizards are sometimes like the male equivalent of witches. And we know from even dating back to like the 1940s or even earlier, witches don't like water. So if you pour water on each machine, you'll melt the witch out of them.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. I have a pool. Could I just throw them in the pool?
Yeah.
In theory, yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
No, you know what, Mark? You were telling us about how you wanted to do water computers in water, right? You were talking about that. We talked about that. What you do is, because you said the water needed to be a special kind, it needed to be thick or something. Get a bunch of the leftover thicket that you have from Redacted. Get a bathtub filled with thick water, and then just submerge all the computers in there. That'll melt the witch out and keep it out. Plus, then they'll be real cool because of what you were saying about water cooling.
Yeah, you listened.
Or get a snake big enough to eat a chipmunk or a small bird, because clearly that's the only thing the wizard can turn into. Release a snake into each computer, so that way if the wizard comes back, it's ready to be gobbled up.
That's good defense.
That's great.
If you could find a species of snake that can survive underwater, you could combine some of these solutions.
That's true too. If you can find a fire that can burn underwater.
Are you jotting these down for later?
Yeah. I'm really keeping track of everything that we're doing today.
I appreciate that.
Well, I really appreciate you guys helping me out, and I appreciate being able to rip about something else.
Someone out there is like, oh my God, Mark is under attack. I need to get him a message. It's totally happening.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, Glauber Salt, GLAUBER''S. Glauber Salt, remember the name, it's going to change the world.
How so?
Well, that's what for us to discuss. Just chucking it out there. Glauber Salt.
I feel like generating heat is not as much of an issue in the world as dissipating heat and avoiding excess heat generation is.
Yes, go on.
Well, this doesn't seem to. Well, is Glauber salt used in like heat exchangers or something? Like, what are we talking about? Like, is this?
Gosh, almost. So here's the thing: you boil water, you put your Glauber salt in it, and that mixture alone creates a concoction that would freeze at 90 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's scientifically true, but that doesn't mean it's cold.
Now, here's the thing. If you add regular table salt to your mixture, you will lower the freezing point of that mixture. Same way as if you put salt on ice, it'll start to melt because the freezing point is now lower than what it should be. You can, if you put a certain ratio into it, I don't remember it off the top of my head, you can create a mixture that will freeze at 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Exactly what most people might consider room temperature. And if you put xanthan gum, it'll turn into a gel so that it's easier to, handle than just like pure liquid. And then you have a gel, like a gel pack that'll freeze at 70 degrees. And what that takes advantage of is the fact that phase change, it's called a phase change material. It takes so much more energy to get it to change its phase than it does to get it moving a degree. So it'll stay at 70 degrees way longer. And all this circles back to the concept of my render farm. So I figured if I make enough of this shit and stuff my render farm full of it, it'll stay at 70 degrees because there's so much ice, but warm ice, Glauber's ice.
So I don't know enough about thermodynamics to like really contribute to this, but what you're saying sounds right. So basically what you're saying is you would put all this stuff where the phase change point is right about 70 degrees. It would constantly be in and out of phase. Like it would be kind of part liquid, part frozen because the racks would generate heat. So they would heat, but then the phase change of all the Glauber salt solution goop, it would extract, but Glauber salt is still a poor thermoconductor, right? So would it really?
When mixed with water, it becomes as good of a thermoconductor as water is. So by itself. So here's the thing, right? The weird thing about 70 degree phase change material is if you think of the world we live in, at night it usually gets below 70 degrees. Most
in a lot
places.
Of places.
Even
sure.
in the desert, it can get down because the sun is not shining and is cold. It will freeze overnight if it's in an environment where it can for free. Anyway, Glauber salt is cheap. So the thing is, if I get an industrial cook thing pot, an industrial boiler pot.
I mean, the industrial boiler probably implies that it's a very large pot for boiling stuff. I don't know.
Hey Siri, what's a kitchen?
So Mark, if Glauber salt is such a magical, cheap material that is so simple to implement, why hasn't anyone else done this?
Well, I don't know.
That's fair.
I don't know what it is about it, but ever since I heard about Glauber salt, I can't stop thinking about it. And it's not even that it's the Glauber salt, really. It's like, I don't know if there's a name for the mixture of what it is afterwards, but that's science. Like, you can do the science. I just need to figure out a way to make 422 kilograms of it.
I think the thing for me that I'm sticking on is the point is not, I'm with you that it freezes at such a high temperature that it basically freezes for free, but then it's a solid, right?
Yeah.
Or it's a goop anyway. The way water cooling works is the heat is not dissipated just because water absorbs heat. It's dissipated because water absorbs heat and then is cycled away from the electronics.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm doing. If I put it in the room and then put a fan on it and blow the air.
But heat saturation is a thing. The whole thing will, if you don't shut down server farms overnight, do you? Part of the point is they sort of run 24/7. Is there a downtime?
It'll be fun. It'll be fine.
Are these like you change out the Glauber salt packs or something with?
No, that'd be too heavy.
No. So Mark, what if you make your Glauber salt solution, your high freezing point solution with mineral oil, and then you submerge your stuff in a Glauber salt mineral oil tank so that then you don't have to cycle it. The phase change occurs, and as the heat builds up, the phase changes out, but then it freezes. It's like an expanding, contracting water cooling rig.
I love that, and I think that's incredible. However, I feel like it would mess up with the freezing point if it was mixed in mineral oil.
Yeah, I have no idea what the freezing point of mineral oil actually is. I don't know how that's different. I know it's not water, so.
What I was going to do is I'm going to make an evaporative cooler. So I'm going to McMaster car and I'm going to buy a bunch of ductwork and I'm going to get some ventilation fans and it's going to build a little evaporative cooler, and the cool air from there is going to blow over the Glauber salt mixture, and I'm going to have a heat exchanger inside there that's going to be like basically encapsulated by all of the Glauber salt mixture, and then some working fluid running through that going to another heat exchanger inside the render farm room, and a fan on that blasting all of that delicious cold. Free air conditioning, baby. Well, not free, it costs a lot to build it and all that stuff.
Yeah, so it's essentially a normal water cooling setup with extra stuff that's definitely going to go wrong.
It's Glauber salt. It's Glauber salt. You gotta have faith in the Glauber.
Are you getting custom like heatsink blocks for each of your little chipsets and cards and things, or are you just sort of setting it near it?
No, I'm not. You keep thinking I'm gonna slather my electronics in Glauber salt. No, it's just air. It's just air.
Okay, it's just air circulation. You're just using the salt solution to cool the air to a crisp.
It's a cold battery. It's a battery of coldness, but room temperature coldness.
How is small?
For you guys, how's it been?
You know how it be. Every day, another failure. Every day, I rise, grind, fall flat on my ass. This render farm is never happening. I swear to God, everything I've tried, I fuck you not, it is not going good. I thought I knew computers. I've assembled 3 different computers. Let me just say, don't buy cheap shit on eBay. Half of it doesn't fucking work.
Oh no!
You don't have any support. You don't have any backup. You can't return it because it's coming from a city I can't even pronounce. And then the latest adventure was in my adventures with water cooling, right? I've never built a water cooled computer with a custom loop before. But I was like, hey, I went to engineering school. I can do this. And I set up everything. I made sure that I actually got parts that I could verify, like accounts still on eBay, still discounted, but there was like someone I could communicate with, and I got parts. And then I sourced all of my water cooling stuff from a company that's actually here in LA, who was very helpful. I asked for a lot of advice and they gave me guidance, and I put it all together and I turned it on and I started filling the reservoir with liquid, and I go through 2 bottles and I'm like, wow, the guy only said I need 1. This is a thirsty machine. Oh, no. And when I get through the second bottle, this pump just keeps chugging this liquid. I'm like, damn, it's going. And then I finally notice it's a clear liquid. So I know it's so dense with components that I didn't notice the entire bottom of the case is swimming in the fluid. Somewhere in the loop, there was a catastrophic leak, and it was just gushing. So it would go through the pump, boosh, out.
It never occurred to you that at no point did it start coming in the return to the reservoir? You didn't?
You know, now that I'm thinking about that, it should have been obvious, but I'd never built one before. So I was like, wow, this is crazy.
So you doubled the amount it recommended, and you were just, man, this is thirsty. That was your thought?
I don't know. The server right now, I took all the electrical components out of it besides the power supply. I just so happened to grab the power supply that makes a clicking sound with the fan. Like, I don't know what kind of trailer all of my shit fell off of that I bought. Don't buy discount shit on eBay. It's not worth it. It's not going to be worth it. It won't. It's so many nightmares. I've wasted so much money. I should just trust this company because holy shit.
Well, I just gave you points for the drowned farm. Also, for listeners out there, he pointed to a shirt that says Steiger Dynamics.
Yeah, Steiger Dynamics. Oh, you like the listeners now. And what sucks also is like I've been doing this. I run into all these little problems. So this is actually a 4090.
He's holding a 4090.
The 4090 graphics card that I have unmounted from its previous cooler and put this nice thin 1-slot cooler, right? It's 1 slot. That's what it says. There's only one.
Looks a little wide.
It's 1 slot. This son of a bitch is not 1 slot by 2 millimeters.
It was all, everyone said this was a 1-slot cooler. The company that made it then came out with another for this exact board, the reference board, that this is a more expensive one that is actually 1 slot. And I contacted them and I said, hey, is this available? And they said, yes, but you have to order a minimum of 100.
Jesus Christ.
100?
I said, oh, I didn't respond. I haven't responded.
How expensive are these, if I may ask?
The 4090 themselves are fairly expensive. So this is
I mean the 1 slot one.
the 1 slot thing I got for this thing was 100 and I believe 60 plus tax and something like that. So $160 for the cooling block itself. But if you know a 4090, it goes from a 3-slot card down to 1. And I was like, that
Which would be awesome.
it would be awesome if it fucking did the thing that it said.
Well, if you buy 100 of them, it will.
You're right. I sure will.
The solution is to buy more stuff, Mark. Then the new stuff you buy will work probably. And if it doesn't, then you could just go buy other new stuff and that'll be the stuff that works.
And it's like all of this is an attempt to save money. Everything I've done is an attempt to save money. I have lost so much money. Well, I haven't lost it, right? Because I could sell this again, and that's fine. It's just work to do that. The other computers that all crashed at once. Dell also extremely unhelpful. And then the episode that where I talked about came out. Suddenly they wanted to help so badly, and I'm just like,
Interesting.
whatever, guys. I don't know.
Hey, you can't have eggs without breaking a few eggs.
Yeah, so I could technically sell this, and this is still useful to people. It's still useful to me. Like it's still like okay, you can put this in a loop. This still works fine.
Yeah, that's a normal 4090, right? That's not like a workstation one or something weird where it won't do video games or normal computer shit.
Perfectly normal 4090, and actually I could probably sell it for more than I paid for it because I've modified it in a way that's valuable.
Yeah, with the water block, that's actually pretty sweet.
But just so you know, anybody, if I sell it, it's not 1 slot.
Only if your slot's 2 millimeters too thin, like Mark's slots.
Right. Why don't you get girthier slots?
Maybe you got the wrong slots, Mark.
Why don't you just increase the gap a little bit?
I'll just stretch my motherboard out a little. I don't really have a story to tell other than we're so back, baby. Buying random computer parts off of eBay is the successful way to do everything. You know how I said that it wasn't? It is. We're back in.
Oh, shit.
We're so back. We're so back because I have not had one success. Wait, that sounds bad. I have had not just one success.
I have not had one success.
Not a single goddamn success.
Oh, I've not had a single. I've had a double. I have now 2 functioning dual processor computers that I built myself, one of which is right here, and I'm gonna show you guys.
I'm so excited for this.
Jesus Christ.
What the fuck? Wow. This is, oh my God.
This is one of them.
Jesus Christ, that's enormous.
They're so portable.
Mark is lifting up a very large looking computer for the listeners.
It looks like he stuffed a wig inside.
Oh, wow.
That's one of them.
That's large. That slides into a server rack of some type.
Yeah, so it's a server case.
It doesn't seem to be plugged into anything. How do you know it works?
I plugged it in before. I just don't have it on right now because in this room, if I have both it and this computer on, it'll blow a circuit.
Oh, fun.
How many did you build total?
So far 2. This one is dual processors that I got off eBay.
Are those like Xenon processors or whatever, like server ones?
Yeah, so they're actually these ones right here. So these.
Ooh.
I got these for like less than 10% of the price of what they retail for. I don't know how, and I don't care.
Well, just wait 2 weeks when they stop working again.
No.
Didn't you build like 5 of these and you had to send them to Stygian
I'm sorry. What?
to look at them? You were like, help me.
Are you trying to say Steiger Dynamics, our favorite computer company?
God fucking damn it, dude. I hate words. Yeah, that's it. Didn't they help?
Yeah, they're helping.
Okay, so is this a separate computer or one of the ones they looked at?
This is a separate one. Yeah, so we're working in tandem.
I'm just trying to follow the timeline.
Yeah, so what else I did, the second one, I have an 8 GPU server out in my storage there was no way that I could fit 8 4090s unless I change the cooling block, right? So what I've been doing is I've been putting these water cooling blocks on them.
The ones that were like 2 millimeters too thick or whatever it was?
Yeah, those are too thick. But that's not, it's not too thick for that one. Water cooling that whole thing would take a whole thing. So what I realized is the actual 4090 I have, if you take off the fan off the top of it, the actual radiator is less than 2 slots. There's no fans on it, but it's less than 2 slots. There are these stands on the sides of it that go up past 2 slots. All I got to do is cut those off. So I take some scissors and I'm like, it must be plastic. Not plastic, metal. Grab a Dremel, put the metal cutting head on it. Metal dust everywhere, all in the electronic components.
That's really good for electronics, yeah.
Airbrush, blast it out. First one, done. Not going to do that again for the 7 others. Go to Home Depot, grab tin snips, because I'm like, I bet they're aluminum. Not aluminum. Steel. So you squeeze really hard with the tin snips and you bend it back and forth. It'll break eventually.
Then you got these real jagged, scrapey posts on the edge of your GPU.
Oh, so sharp, so like after it would break off, it wouldn't break off like it would limply fall over. It would go ping, and they would go flying in a random direction. It would go ping. It was crazy. So 7 of those went by and I fit 8 GPUs into this server. And at this point, I decided to Google if I was doing this right.
Nope.
I tried to calculate the thermal capacity of these cards if they were just purely passively cooled, what the airflow would need. And then I couldn't find an answer. So I said, I bet it'll be good enough. And I turned the server on. And it worked. It fucking worked. I was watching the temperatures. So long as I kept the power of the cards individually, you can limit the power. They're normally 450 watt a card, which at 8 cards is about 3,600 watts or 3.6 kilowatts. But if you limit the power to a reasonable level, like 33% of what it should be, it works.
Oh, well, that's fine. You don't need to use all the power.
Why not just use 3 cards at full power?
No, the only reason that I have it at 33 right now is because it'll blow a fuse. But the reason with 4090, that math way, a lot of people on my member mixer pointed out, it doesn't math because the 4090 is already an overpowered card. So at 450 watts, it's actually not as efficient as it could be. If you lower it, and there's tech YouTubers that have done analysis of this, you can lower the power target to 60% and only lose 10 to 15% of performance. So you gain a huge power saving up to 33% for about 10 to 15% performance loss, which is great. It's actually phenomenal. And it's because the 4090 was overpowered. They put the power target so high. It's like it's already overclocked as the design comes in. But if you bring it down, you'll get barely a dip in performance. If you're gaming, it would be imperceptible. If you're doing rendering tasks, it's the matter of like a few seconds, like longer, and you can make it work. And I'm making it work. The render farm is happening.
Yay!
What are you going to render once it's all done? What are you making?
My movie stuff.
Like balls and water and stuff.
I'm going to make the greatest, most high fidelity 3D porn the world has ever seen.
Yes.
Yes.
I might still have the computer tower that has, what was that game? Yifalicious on it somewhere if you want it back.
Don't say that publicly.
Oh, I mean, what's porn? Is that Jake Gyllenhaal's new movie? Well, congrats on your functional render farm. How many more are you going to make? Like how big will this get?
So Steiger Dynamics is working on 6 computers that are going to be like the base render nodes. I've actually been talking to the people at Houdini so that they can know how best to set this up. Steiger Dynamics can know how best to set this up in terms of networking, but I've also been working with them because I'm trying to get more CPU power. CPU power is like the thing for fluid simulations. The GPUs are great for rendering the actual final images, but the CPUs are necessary for any kind of physics simulation stuff. There might be a time in the future where that's not true, but right now you can get CPUs a lot cheaper than anything else because of the way that it's structured for simulations right now, and because everyone's crazy for GPUs right now. So that's why the professional level GPUs that actually fit in those cases are way too expensive. So if I can fit a 4090, the back of the server can't close because the 4090s are too tall. It looks real jank, but it works.
That just improves airflow, I'm pretty sure.
It sure doesn't, especially when you got only passively cooled cards. But I'm gonna like tape off the sides where like the triangle of it goes up like this, and I'm gonna tape off the sides so it actually does kind of still go towards the back.
Oh, is it? Oh, it's supposed to be drawing, and that opens up a big leak in the IC. No, all you need is just get some box fans and just aim those right in there.
You're right.
Or get a spray bottle when it gets too hot. Just
Yeah, get the stuff you're allowed to put your electronics into. What's that? What was that called? Dielectric fluid. Just spritz it with a little dielectric juice. Cool it right off.
So you guys know how I'm trying to do this stupid server room render farm thing, right?
Yeah,
so in my genius, I was like, I'll buy some more solar panels. Because right now, you can actually get them for fairly affordable rates. The prices have come down.
Dude, everything is so cheap in Mark's world. Where do you live that every servers are cheap, processors are cheap?
He's Markiplier, so he has his own version of eBay he can log into where everything's just discounted for him.
If you buy refurbished things, you can get them at cheaper prices, way cheaper, and they're only partially used. Solar panels are good for 25 years, and they have a rating of how much power drop that they'll experience over a period of time.
The quality is so much worse, though. I bought used dinner, and it was terrible.
Yes, I'll have the refurbished ribeye and the potatoes off that lady's plate over there.
The thing is, like, if you get things, you get them refurbished, and you put some DIY spirit into there, you can get things at pretty good rates. Now, that being said, I am spending more because I'm investing in building something. That's why I'm doing it. I bought solar panels, right? Mm-hmm. And so you can read online that this solar panel is like 65 inches by 44 inches is about the dimension of this panel. And I'm like, okay, I got that size in my head. You can order them by the pallet. You get bulk pricing, and I'm like, okay, I mathed out. I think that this area could cover about 28 to 30, maybe solar panels, depending on how I arrange it. There's a pallet here, it says 31. Refurbished, high quality, barely a few years old. I'll get it. That pallet weighs 1,680 pounds. And my hero of a FedEx freight person got it delivered down my driveway.
Oh, how?
Look, dude.
One guy is like looking at his chart. He's like, oh no.
Your driveway is treacherously steep. I cannot imagine.
I was ready. I told them I was ready. Yeah, just put it at the top. I'll bring them down one at a time. And even then, if I had to deal with that, I would be looking at a nightmare because 65 inches is 5'6".
That's taller than you.
No, it's shorter than me.
Oh, okay. It's half an inch shorter than you. You're right.
It's close enough where I had to think about it.
But they're very large, right? If it was in this room, the pallet would take up like 70% of the room.
Oh, Jesus God. That's enormous.
Well, yeah, 31 things that are basically 5.5 feet by 4 feet-ish?
They're all almost as tall as Mark and wider than I am, which is to say extremely wide.
Yeah, they're huge. They're enormous. And I have to haul them up onto my roof.
It's really nice of you to put all that power right back in the grid and not get any for yourself, though.
Yeah, you're not going to hook those up to your house, right? You're just going to send that juice into the grid.
Yeah, that's what I just do in my public duty, just really, really got to do it for the people.
I imagine some poor guy working on a power line, and then Mark just plugs this thing in like a Christmas tree, and all of the power goes flying. This guy, like, not hermit scream. Well, Wilhelm.
The line bulges as the tsunami of power comes down the line at him. Like a cartoon, it's just like...
And the guy's like, oh no, I gotta get down. It's coming.
Lightning bolts wearing sunglasses are coming out the sides. Some of them have guitars playing rock and roll songs.
That was small talk? That was all small talk?
That's what I did yesterday, Mark. What do you think we're talking about? You bought 10 kilograms of some unknown metal, and I
can't wait for the subreddit post. I can't believe Mark bought 10 kilograms coin of silver. I didn't do it.
It's how you turn on the render farm. You have to put it in the slot.
It's coin operated. It's very expensive.
Oh, yeah, they got me.
And you pull a big lever and then you render.
That'd be great if I could set it up that way.
I'd like to render a ball floating in water. Shunk, cherry, oh, bar. Adobe crashed. Fuck.
I'm doing good. My render farm is rendering. It's very powerful and it takes a lot of electricity.
You're in the future now, so maybe it takes less.
No more.
But you got your solar all fixed, probably, right?
I didn't. I bought a 30-foot pole, but then I hesitated, or I didn't hesitate. I didn't hesitate at all. That's the wrong word. Forget I said that word. I underestimated how unwieldy a 30-foot pole is. Because when you extend it all 30 feet, it's not only extremely heavy at that mechanical leverage disadvantage, but also the pole itself just goes, just droops all the way everywhere. And so it's really easy to whack it on things. And, solar panels aren't exactly the most.
They've got things to help with droopy poles.
What?
Viagra. Not sponsored, I don't think.
You don't think?
I don't know. It's the future, man. Who knows?
I've been also working on the render farm, and I know I've disparaged Linux users before, and I will continue to do so. It doesn't make a goddamn bit of sense, you open source bastards. I hate it. I can't even log into my NAS from Ubuntu. I tried to install Fedora, and it blew up on installation.
Marinder.
Pretty much. And then I installed Fedora's server client, and after the full installation process, I'm greeted with a DOS command prompt, and I'm like, I left this behind in 1994.
Commander.
So yeah, I'm doing that because the alternative is Windows Server, and I don't know if you know how much Windows Server costs, but it can cost upwards of $7,000 per license.
Do you need a license per machine that's on it?
So you don't necessarily need that one. And I don't know if that includes multiple licenses for multiple computers, but it's like with servers, I have many small versions of it. And I don't know any of it, but I know that Linux is free, so I don't have to deal with that. But also it's
It's Dracula?
Oh, I love Count Dracula. Blah, blah.
I auditioned for the movie. You think if we could get in? Blue.
It's like a Christopher Nolan Dracula. Like, we're going for dark and gritty. Dracula's been through a lot. And whenever you're ready, I'm Dracula. Blah, blah.
Jared Leto as Dracula.
So my small talk is the same as it's always ever been, is just about the render farm. I have solved water cooling.
Wow. Don't talk about Glauber salts again. Don't go there.
Why not? I don't need to right now. Right now I don't, because it's winter, so I don't need to worry about cooling too much. Water cooling is a lot like Factorio.
I was just playing that last night.
Yeah, I know, right? So Factorio is about like optimizing your distribution and automating things so that it all flows in a good direction. And you know, you can get clogs in your Factorio factory because you can have things going and then it won't go out. You have an in to an out and an out to an in, and the belts need to be perfect. And also you don't need extraneous belts because you'll run out of space and stuff like that, right? So water cooling has always been a very scary part of computer building to me, and I've never done it because I always worry about catastrophically exploding my computers with water. To be honest, I did that the first time. I think I told you guys the first time I did it, I had to put it outside and drain it. Well, that's just because I didn't know what kind of plug I was using. It was an inside plug versus outside plug. I've now successfully water cooled 8 servers.
Damn.
I'm really proud of that. I've got custom blocks. Well, I didn't make them, but the blocks for the CPUs. I put them in there. I created my own routing with the loop inside, a very elegant way of like the tight angles and stuff like that. Because if you go to a server manufacturer and you buy their proprietary water cooling solution, it's thousands of dollars. But the block I got is $60, right? So it's $60 for that, $60 for another one. And then the pieces, the connectors are like $5 a piece. You need dozens of them. You need way more than you'd ever think. And if you get the quick disconnects, disconnects, they get pricier. But I did it all and it works. And I set up the quick disconnects properly so that if I ever need to do maintenance, I pop them out. No water goes anywhere.
Like dry breaks, you mean? Like specific?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
they just like couple and they uncouple really easily. So I pop all those out. The only thing that I don't understand is there's some liquid physics going on that don't make any sense to me, because I know the general principle is like you need to put the fluid in when you're filling it, and then air rises to the highest point in there, and it'll, you want to vent that so you can always fill it. So you want where you're filling it to be the highest point, and then it goes down. But what they don't tell you, well, they probably do, but I didn't read it, is the way the loops can sit and go up and down also create like mini high and low points in the loop. It's like the false vacuum thing in the universe where they say we're resting at what we think is the base point, but actually we're going to all collapse into nothingness. And so what happens with that is pressure can start to build up explosively inside these tubes. I haven't had anything explode except where I was filling it in. So many times it's like Old Faithful. I watch as it goes in. I see an air pocket come back up, and it sounds like it's rumbling. And I have to put my finger over the thing or else it's going to push water up from behind it before the air gets there. So I push that, and then once I look at the tube and I see the air is like filtered to the top, then I let it go and it goes it's just like, it's a very strange, it doesn't feel like building computers at all. It feels like I'm a car mechanic just like trying to cobble together this system. It's very fun, and water is going I've ran through so many rolls of paper towels. I've lost more fluid than I've put into the thing, but not in the computers.
You've probably spent thousands of dollars on this.
On the parts?
No, I was joking.
Oh, I see.
Man, I'm at like negative 10 points to start this episode. It's not a great start for me.
No, come on. It was funny, man. I laughed.
I thought it was very funny. I was just being respectful and being quiet.
Thank you.
We love this episode.
I've not even done anything yet.
I've never built custom water loop stuff, but I've watched lots of videos on it. That's very funny. Well, so you have dry breaks, so you could use like a pick or something to sort of like open the dry break and bleed the air from your little pockets that you have.
Technically,
probably.
I could. I just worry about breaking any kind of O-ring or seal inside there, or jamming a mechanism in there, and then suddenly I got like,
oh, O-ring break. No.
What, do you have trauma about O-rings?
Probably they make like a dry bleed connection, like dry break bleeder, where it's like you can connect it to the dry break and it's the right connection, but then it's just a bleeder that opens to the atmosphere or something. Like,
I bet they do. One of the problems with water cooling is that there's so many different manufacturers. There's so many different standards of parts. Most of the tubing that I do is 1013. It's 10 millimeters inner diameter, 13 millimeters outer diameter. Most of the actual threaded screw holes are 1/4 inch. Some things are very standardized, but all of them are tiny itty bitty parts that cost like $5 a piece. And so you're like, oh, it's cheap. Oh man, I need 96 of these.
I wasn't wrong by it adding up to thousands of dollars. It sounds like by the end of this.
It does. But when you think of the server thing, it's like thousands of dollars per actual server on the rack. So that it adds up way quicker for there. And in the end, you would still have to hook it all up and get other stuff. So it works out to be cheaper, but there's something very fun to it. It's the exact same difference of buying your own computer and buying your own parts and building your computer, or buying a pre-made computer.
What if you buy your own parts and have someone else build your computer?
That costs money. Unless I do it, and then I do it for free.
Unless you trick Mark into doing it.
Hey, you guys want to come over?
Yeah, I do, man. But no, I felt very cool because I had a pressure tester. So whenever I would build the loop, I would have a pressure tester, plug up one end, put the pressure test, pump air in to test for leaks. It felt very official. I felt very confident doing it, and it was actually really fun. I don't work with my hands a lot, and I don't know, something about wrestling the pressure was very fun and super frustrating at sometimes, but very fun.
Good work. I listened. I paid attention.
Thanks, man. I have a disaster.
Oh.
Go on.
So, on the last episode, I was saying that my render farm is working.
I don't want to ruin the illusion for people, but you mean like 40 minutes ago?
Yeah,
like you bragged about how your render farm was working.
I said it in there because
I knew that if I got into it, it would be a longer thing, so I didn't want that to be part of it. It has not been going as good as I may have suggested it was going.
Oh no.
Go on.
This is an issue that me and there's an IT guy that's helping me out with setting some of it up. He's doing more of the software side, getting things to actually arranged in that capacity. And so one of the persistent problems is a server that I bought, which is a high density server. It's 4 nodes in like a 2-unit thing. They're long, but it's meant to cram as much processing power into a small space as possible. The issue with that is not in me putting it together. It's not in the water cooling that I have set up, because in the compact space, you need water cooling or else it's going to overheat. They're so crammed in there. And so you need an external water cooling solution. All that works. But after all that work that I've put in, and I probably put in like 100, 200 hours into just setting up those parts of it, with all the water cooling pieces in there, there's still a persistent performance problem. The chips themselves are fine. They come back and all the checks come together. But what it's boiled down to is the specific server brand that it is has not put out an update to the chipset for those processors. And that's just something that is, I don't know if there's a way to just go directly to the Intel makes the processors and go like, hey, you got drivers? Give them to me. Or if it's something where you have to kind of like figure out a way to program it in yourself, you got to get the chipset drivers from the manufacturer of the processor, and then they integrate with the board. But there's a problem. The longer you use them, the more the performance just starts to go, and then eventually it locks up so bad you can't use it.
How long? Is this like if you do it for a couple days, or is this like
10 minutes, 15 minutes is about the time it starts.
That's not long enough.
That's not long enough to do.
I was like, yeah, well, you could just reset it every night.
So I thought this would have resolved. I've done like BIOS updates. I've done, firmware updates. I've done every update that I can that is provided by the manufacturer of the server. The end result, I think, and I'm in communication to like do a big return, is to do a different server platform. There's another company, and I'm not naming any of them because I don't know if one works or not. Okay, Asus servers, I'm going to say, are the ones that are not working right now in this specific use case. They have worked in other things that I've done before, Asus or whatever it's called. And so Gigabyte makes an equivalent product that has also the hyperdense 4-unit thing. But I have to undo all the water cooling. I literally have to unbuild everything I've built to pull it out of the computers, box those back up, return these giant 100-pound gigantic boxes, and then get new ones in and rebuild all the bullshit all over again, which took me days, weeks.
This sounds like the kind of server I wouldn't leave a tip, and I always leave a tip.
Give them a point. Just, I don't know.
All right.
Thanks,
All right. Mark said so.
Have you thought about talking to the server's manager?
I am the manager.
That sucks, though. That really sucks.
It's a big pain in the ass because as far as I know, it should work. They read fine. When they're working, the performance is exactly where it should be. All is lining up. It's not overheating. I even thought that it might have been one of the peripheral components in the server overheating. At one point, I had a graphics card in there, a very small compact one. I took that out because I thought it was overheating. Apparently, it was not the problem either. And no other peripheral in there because the fans are very loud. I do the water cooling also to try to quiet it down a bit. They're running at full bore and it's still just crashing. I think it's just because the chipset is not updated to run with those processors. There's some kind of paging file system, memory system error that's building up over time that's causing like consecutive errors that run into each other and then eventually it freezes.
Sounds a little sus.
No.
I give myself one for whatever that's worth.
Well, anyway, so that's the latest. It's not all sunshine and roses, but half of the other render farm is still working. It's just those hyper dense ones that are not working, which are the most recent addition. And it's something I can return. It's just like, that's hours I don't have. Not devastating, but it's unfortunate. Just means I got to undo a lot of work and redo it.
But it'll probably be fine. Once you redo it, it'll probably work then.
Yeah, it probably will, maybe. But I do know that the Gigabyte servers do have a more recent BIOS update than Asus did. Asus's last BIOS update is not only last year, but it's like mid last year. Whereas Gigabyte has a BIOS update that you can apply to the server as of earlier this year, which is after the processors actually launched. So I know that the old BIOS is not current as of the processor's release date, and these ones on the other server are. So ideally that should work because the processors are fine.
Probably.
I never thought I'd be a truck guy. I got a Ford F-150 Lightning because I looked at the specs of what it could do in terms of power delivery. The size of the battery is way bigger than the Teslas ever were. The range is not a lie. Those Teslas all lie about their range. It just blew my mind. I would watch it and I would go like, I've traveled 10 miles. Well, surely it's dropped 30 miles. All right, well, that's fine. It said I had like a 300-mile range on my Tesla. I got 180 at best, even when I was driving like this. It's just lies. But this one, I drive 10 miles, and it's like the range estimate only dropped 8, and I'm like, oh, thank you. Oh, thank you.
Now, hold on. The Tesla wasn't lying. Someone took the road signs and spread them out further. That wasn't the Tesla's fault.
It's crazy because this truck has a 240-volt plug in the back of it. I could run my render farm off of this truck. This truck has more power than all of my backup batteries that I put in my render farm by 3 times.
I want to see a Ford commercial with like a really nerdy dude driving his Ford Lightning with the render farm. He's like off-roading in the mud through the woods while like video game let's plays are like processing in the back.
I could. I'm good. I have an update on my many hobbies.
Which one is it? 3D guns?
3D guns.
Ammo farm? Where are we going?
Look, it's about the render farm. It's been working delightfully, finally, after 4 floor air conditioners, 2 wall air conditioners. That sumbitch is actually staying at a steady temperature. But the harsh realities of operating a render farm...
You built a freezer.
It's not that cold, man, even with all those. I woefully underestimated how much cooling was necessary. But I have another problem entirely. I got my power bill.
Oh, no.
Did the 7 air conditioners raise it slightly?
It's been up and down because we've been testing it, but we haven't been running it. So the past month has been the first time it's been like running every day, chugging, beautiful renders. My power bill was $3,000.
Is your solar working or?
Yeah, it is.
I bet you wish you were a man with 5 ovens instead of a man with 7 air conditioners now, don't you?
I opened up that letter and I just, how they show a bar graph of your like monthly usage?
Yeah.
It was like, oh, and it's trending up as I'm testing. And then this past month was just astronomically.
Somehow it like comically goes off the paper. You just look and it's just like, you're like, what the fuck?
I don't know what the power company thinks is going on at this place. This place being a bathroom in my house.
You're gonna get raided by SWAT for a render farm.
Dude, yeah, no, DEA is gonna show up and be like, the power company thinks there's a grow farm here or something. Something crazy is happening, so it must be drugs.
Oh, there's a farm, all right.
You're gonna find 7 3D printers, a server farm, 7 AC units, and a bunch of 2D guns.
It's like a big wooden crate with like the rack in it, and then just a bunch of pieces of paper with hand-drawn AKs on it.
This man's planning to raid the Looney Tunes.
I got a gun safe, and they're like, open this safe. I'm like, all right, I'll open it. And just a avalanche of papers, mask style with all the dollars coming out.
For some reason, they all have hand-drawn serial numbers, but then their hands scratched out.
Yeah, so that's my update, and it's not going to go down much in the next few months.
So they didn't say anything about that, though? Because, when we lived out there, there was one summer where one of the really bad fire summers happened, and we had all of our shit closed and sealed, and we were running the AC just to try and keep positive pressure on our house because it was toxic outside, and our bill jumped by 250%, and the power company sent the bill, and then they called and were like, are you guys okay? Are you good? And I was like, yeah, there's fires and shit. I don't know, it's been awful. But they just saw your bill and were like, all right.
Well, if they did call, I didn't answer, but yeah, I feel like they're probably more into that.
They're gonna think you're a render dealer and call you El Servo.
I had this idea a long time ago before I started building it a long time ago. It feels like a long time ago, like a year ago. Because with the Mac Studios, Apple Silicon, it's very power efficient. And I did some paper math that was like the power efficiency of this cost over a period of time, the cost of this like computer, going on eBay and finding random stuff. And the math showed me a year ago that the power cost of the actual server grade stuff would be astronomically high. And I'm like, I must be doing my math wrong. That can't be right. And now here I am. My math was right.
Congratulations.
Dude, 36,000 a year on power. You're saving so much.
My yearly power bill is going to be $36,000.
Good math, I can tell you.
It's okay. You're getting that back because the server farm is very profitable, I assume.
Well, technically, it's saving me money. Technically. I think I'm deep in the red. I don't want to go and do the math. I don't want to. It would have been so much better if I just hired another company. Got them. Oh man.
You factor in maintenance cost, I'm sure you're going to be well into the green.
Well, maintaining it, I'm not hoping to do that. I'm hoping that when it dies, and I will just, because there's no company I can send it back to. I've got it from eBay, so and it's not like I don't think I can sell it back again.
So you spent a year working on this, getting it to work. You installed 70 air conditioning units. You're paying $3,000 a month, and your idea is, when it dies, it dies.
I even now I'm like buying a room full of Mac Studios might have been the better option.
How much Glauber salt do you need for it to die in a tragic Glauber salt accident?
Very little. If I go by that one guy on Reddit, a thought of what I was going to do, which was shove Glauber salt inside the computers and immerse them in it. So very little. Anyway, sorry, I gotta weep a little bit here.
I understand. I would too if I had a $3,000 power bill.
Yeah, I actually in the past 2 days since we last talked, I did a full redo of my whole render farm. If I take a picture of it afterwards, because I didn't take a picture of it during it, I'll send it to the editors. If I remember, a lot of conditions, this is never going to happen. No one's ever going to see this.
Editors, invent a render farm. Make it look awesome.
It still has some wires across the floor just because of where the electricians put in plugs and the fact that it is a bathroom. But it's a lot cleaner now. It works a lot better. It turns out if you don't shove something up against your air conditioners that you've put in, it's able to breathe and circulate air better. So give those room to breathe. Everything's going. I got the Leaning Tower of Mac Studios. It's great.
What does that mean?
When I picture your render farm, don't take offense to this. I picture C-3PO after he got ripped apart and is like in the backpack, where all the pieces are there, but there's wires and he's like heads on backwards.
That's how it was before. Did I not show you a picture of the before? I'm pretty sure I did. It's a dystopian, it was a dystopian cyberpunk kind of nonsense thing. If I type server into my phone's like pictures, it doesn't come up. And I'm like, why wouldn't that come up? And I was like, oh yeah, because it doesn't look anything like what they would think a server looks like. It's got tubes
what's
everywhere.
The search term to find that picture? Post-apocalyptic nightmare rat's nest of wires and... Oh, there it is.
Let me look up apocalypse. Oh, no results. Okay. Nest of wires.
God dang.
Rat King. Let me look up Rat King. Nope. Yeah, man, I can't find this. It's a mystery.
Apple Intelligence, my booty.
Well, it's working great after the rebuild, right? No issues?
Yeah, so you rebuilt it and nothing has gone wrong and it worked perfectly the whole time.
Kind of. It's not my fault. Of course it's not. No, I can't find the picture. Oh! No. Huh? No, I can't find it. Anyway, it's good, except one of the things that I dislike is these small, like, arbitrary details about computers that, you have to really read the manuals to know, or read in depth about reviews and anything. I'm sure a bunch of people know that if you need to populate all of the RAM slots for server grade hardware to run at full performance, it needs all the channels filled. It's expecting that. So for a while, these have been running with almost all of them full, but not all of them for the ones that have RAM slots.
You can't skip any slots
No, yeah. It's probably is common knowledge in the server world, but I didn't know this because I'm used to like running a PC for desktop reasons. And sometimes for PCs, if you have only half of them filled, it runs faster. So it's very opposite thinking. But whatever. Doesn't matter. Not important. Goddamn IT will be the death of me because for some reason those management ports just decided to die. They're plugged in just the same. They were plugged in before from one switch, put them into another switch, reset everything, reboot everything, and then just never picks up an IP address. Just cannot do anything. I don't get it. I don't understand how this stuff is supposed to be smart, redundant, fail-safe. It just, oh no, another plug. I can't do it on a different server. I think it's probably because I didn't let go of the fixed IP on the previous device before I moved it over. But I've done that before where devices just pick up. Anyway, it's a nightmare.
I know that you could pay someone to do that. But there's a part of my brain that would love to see you like find an IT consultant or something and be like, I just need you to come. I have this set up. And they walk into your bathroom and they're just like, oh God, oh no. Oh, and like they like pull out their laptop and plug in and they're like looking through the software and they're just like, oh God. I'm sure it's fine, but I'm sure a professional would. There's even people who build PC, like just towers. There's so much shit that if they looked at the way I did it, and I think I do it. I mean, it works. I've never had a PC that didn't work. Got all the specs I wanted out of it. They would still probably just vomit out their entire lungs at what I did. I can only imagine for server shit what kind of things there are that you would have no idea about.
There actually is a guy with Burning Tractor, which is the VFX company I work with. They have this guy, Rory, there, who is their IT guy. And so he has worked miracles for never actually stepping foot inside the server room. But every time I do something, I swear to God, I see on Discord that Rory is typing, stop. Rory is typing, stop. Rory is typing. And I know it's like, stop fucking it up, you fucking delete. How dare you delete? I know that's what's going on. I know he's doing that. But, what can you do?
Well, I think that's very relatable. We've all been there with our server farms.
I think we've all been there with fucking up networking. I mean, I miss the days when it was just like you have your modem from the internet company, and I still managed to fuck that up. So what was I thinking, having a whole farm? Yeah,
well, it doesn't make me feel good that you're doing all this shit, and this is pretty high-tech stuff, and it's a complicated system with lots of different... And I have felt exactly the way that you feel, but it's been me on my home Wi-Fi with a modem and a router and like one smart device being like, oh no, I connected you to you were on the Wi-Fi and now you forgot. And like, but it's just me with like one light bulb being like, why won't you be blue? Fucking light bulb. But it doesn't make me feel good that I've been there, but with, kind of a different scale of technology, kind of different, but it's all just like that, man.
It's weirdly applicable because the things I've learned are actually like, in the IT world, they're like common knowledge for, oh no, there he goes. He had it with our tech talk.
Wade speaks for the subreddit.
But it's common knowledge apparently in IT land. But, if you want your home network to work better, virtual networks are the way. You create a subnetwork just for your devices and Internet of Things. And then you create specific rules that those connect to each other and then to your other virtual network where you operate your normal internet connection. So it's separated and you don't have any cross traffic from that one in your network.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, don't do it. I tried to do a VLAN. Shit? I took down my whole network for 2 days. Man. Don't touch the VLAN button.
I'm not going to. There's a part of me that's like, oh, that would be so sick though. Because then it would not be sick. It would be it would be awful. It would be like taking another full-time 40-hour-a-week job at a thing I don't know how to do, and I don't need that in my life.
What I should do is I should render a 3D model of his basement and use my render farm to simulate poop water explode. You
got really good at making the ocean go. Psh.
I know, but using my computing power to make those infographics, like news documentaries or like Discovery Channel shit, they have a 3D rendering of what's happening. Wait, I'm gonna make a 3D rendering of your basement, and I'm gonna show just poop water, just poof, and you just like,
Thank you.
What was the noise, Wade?
Well, shit is on the move out there, but thankfully it's just Molly cleaning up after the cat.
Okay.
I would have phrased that differently. Shit is on the move out there. Thankfully, it's just Molly. But you know so many things. You've done so much cool stuff.
Apparently I don't even know the beginnings of it, because my render farm is very powerful, but it still isn't woefully under, like, you know, at the NVIDIA CEO, what he's talking about, the more you buy, the more you save, with his $10,000 graphics cards, while he's hawking a server rack that's as bigger than the shelf behind me, that probably cumulatively in the whole rack costs like $10 million. And that's just to go really fast.
You need a render cooperative or a render collective farm.
What is that?
A group of farms.
Those are types of farms.
You're talking like a ground plowing kind of farm, is a co-op kind of deal.
What a name that would be, though.
The Render Collective.
This is my render cooperative. I have 16 garages, each stacked with
Every bathroom in every building I have access to, stuffed full of servers.
I am a man with 10 garages of render farm.
I have some tech complaints, but you know, those are always hit or miss.
I love when Mark moans about technology, and so does everyone on the subreddit universally.
All right, so I do have a few complaints. All right.
Okay.
I had another fiber line pulled to my render farm, right? You know, fiber line.
Sure.
How basic do I need to break this down? Line of fiber.
Damn, man.
Are you asking me or Wade? Because
anyone, if anyone has an objective, because
it's a line the internet comes in on and goes out on.
For a lot of people, actually not as many as there should be. Most people have cable, which is still copper cable.
Everyone's internet touches fiber optic at some point. It just usually there's a junction at some point where it switches from your hard line to your fiber optic. But yeah. It's the internet. It's the fast kind.
So you can get your own fiber going between your stuff. You could set up your whole house networking with fiber if you really wanted to. You could do that, and it would be very fast, efficient networking. It's just that they're very fragile.
And you hated having money in your bank account.
Yeah. And if any rat even touches a wire, they'll crack it in half, or they'll nibble on it and all the internet's gone.
Oh, an actual rat. I thought you meant like a really shitty person.
Any of you fucking rats touch my wires.
I see 2 paths for you rats up in my ceiling. I'm gonna rule you with fear, or I'm gonna rule you with love, and you're not gonna like that. Anyway, I started shooting my ceiling. Fiber. I had it too because I wanted a redundancy, because there's a single connection going to my render farm right now, and if that breaks, then no one can use it, or I have to go in there, but there's no computer set up in there. It's all remote access, right? So if that breaks, even I can't use it, because my computers are, I access it remotely.
Yep.
So I had another fiber line pulled, and this one I was like, I want 100 gigabit lines.
Damn.
100 gigabit. Because I was like,
okay, I'm sure that was cheap to install.
Well, it's actually not that much more. The most of the cost is in laying the conduit and pulling it through.
I guess that's fair.
The cable may cost like twice as much per foot or something like that, but still most of the work is in the labor of getting it from A to B.
Fair.
So they did it. I had them dig it really nice, and the whole pipe, and then it gets all said and done, and I go to the server closet and I look at the cable, and I'm like, pick up the other cable that they put in, this 10 gigabit one, and I hold them up next to each other. I'm like, fuck. They pulled 2 cables through this fucking enormous thing, and they're not 100. Anyway, so that's the only complaint I have about that. And this is more of a complaint with a particular company than anything. But it's like, I'll say these things. And like the people that, come to the house, because it's like a house, and they're like, and I'll say, I want 100 gigabit. And they're like, he doesn't know what he needs. 100 gigabit. That's crazy.
I want a jillion gigabits, this guy.
I want $1 billion. Okay, yeah, all right. And so they're like, I'll just pull this fiber, which is perfect.
At this point, you have like 3 government satellites aimed at your house at all times.
Probably. I have an unbelievable amount of random bullshit going on here, and to confirm
they sent the bear.
Yeah, the bear. Yeah, the bear could fuck things up real fast. Anyway, I was just like, God, I just wish people would take me seriously sometimes because I'm saying what I mean. I don't know everything about everything I'm doing, but when I say I want 100 gigabit, and they'll say like, well, you need to get really expensive infrastructure to even handle 100 gigabit, and then I go, I know,
way ahead of you, dude.
But I have it. Plugging it into the thing. Anyway, I have a render farm update. It's not going to be exciting.
I'll take a nap immediately.
So in my experience, I have had many ups and downs with the render farm, especially in terms of like how to get the computers in there, what format, and I'm circling back to this crazy thing that's going to make a lot of people mad.
Glauber salts.
No.
Okay.
Don't even need it. I've very much become like no water cooling at all, unless it's like a all-in-one. And even then, I would rather have an air cooler because it's just going to be consistent. At least I guess if the fan fails, but usually you can have two on them. And whatever, doesn't matter. I was so proud of my ability to go on eBay and find these Wade? Nah, it's fine. I was so proud of my ability to go on eBay, much like the Cincinnati Bengals.
Cincinnati.
I was just going to write a sign that said Wade loses a point for every minute he sleeps while Mark talks. So it's good that you woke up.
Anyway, so I did not know this, but the Intel chip that everyone seemed to not review very well, that I've been like, it's actually very good. They make a workstation grade motherboard for that takes error correcting RAM, and it's the same fucking price as a normal, and a high end, but a high end normal desktop motherboard. And why this is huge is error correcting RAM is very important on a server, especially if we're running it a long time, is because when it's doing calculations that are very precise, it needs to not have wrong numbers in the memory. That leads to bad issues. And there's a lot of reasons why it would happen, why it doesn't happen, but error correcting RAM corrects it. And so it makes it really, really uncommon for those to happen. But it's also stupendously cheaper than even the discounted server hardware I was getting online. It is stupendous, and it's more power efficient, and it's like, and I look at it, I'm like, what was I fucking thinking with this stupid render farm? So yeah, I'm going to be overhauling it because now that Iron Lung is wrapping up, I'm gonna get it out of my bathroom. I'm gonna get it out of the bathroom, and then I'm gonna move it so that it could be, because it was always a stopgap. It was always like, this is urgent. I gotta do this right here in this bathroom. There's no other place to do it, apparently. And then then one thing led to another. But I'm gonna be moving it. I'm gonna be selling stuff, and then I'm gonna convert it to a much more optimized, streamlined. And this is once again where I'm like, people, like, again, you just don't be loyal to AMD or Intel. Buy what is useful in the moment. And holy shit, they're so discounted because no one wants to get them because the 2 frames per second, it gets less than the other ones. Who cares? It is such a good productivity chip. It's so good. I'm doing overhaul of that. So I got some computer parts coming in.
Well, that's fun.
It's very fun. I've already sold a couple things back, so technically I'm up. Except I paid for them before, so I'm down.
But you got that money back, full price, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Man, people are tearing apart my render farm on like the subreddit Home Lab. People are really not. And I shared the picture because I know it's bad, guys. I know.
Oh wait, that was real. That was a real picture.
Yeah, you thought that was
no, that's it. It's just like, look, guys. It was I learned as I went. It's not pretty, but fuck, it works. Look, guys, it works. That shit fucking flies. And people need to understand, it's not just for like rendering video or encoding video. That's not what it's for. It's not even just for rendering the CG scenes, which you can do very well. It's purpose built for distributed simulations. Simulations need a lot of compute power, and to do it efficiently, this is the best way that I've gotten so far to do it. It's not the best way ever. It's the best way I could manage myself. And let me tell you, all those people out there that were like, why didn't he hire a professional to do this? I tried. They came in and I said, yeah, I want to put a server in my bathroom. And then they go, fuck you. And they leave. They don't do it. They don't do it. So yeah, that's it. Anyway. So my childhood thing, actually, that I do still to this day is something that I cultivated again because I was building the render farm. And I know that sounds weird, but my dad always had computers ever since I was a kid. And so for a very long time, I was the type that was like, he got computers magazines. He got like the Micro Center Mall, like advertisement thing. And so I would, after he was done with that, I would go through and look like, oh yes, I'll take $1,000 hard drive. 30, this 5-year-old me just like, ooh, yeah.
A 30 megabyte hard drive.
Whoa! Oh, a 10-pack of floppies for only $29.99. Well, I'll take 2. So now that I'm back in building render farm and I'm done with the movie now. So I now I'm just like, what computer can I upgrade? What needs an upgrade? Like I caught a whiff that there are new Intel processors coming out, and it's like, oh yeah, all right, I probably need that. I probably could do with an upgrade to my main computer. I can build another one. Why not just build another one? So it's just like I'm just desperately looking around for anything that I can build and anything that I can tinker, because it's just tinkering with Legos, but with expensive computer equipment.
You are a great candidate for a hobby I've been trying to teach myself about, and I'm too stupid apparently to do very well. Have you looked into home lab stuff?
I was on the Home Lab subreddit. They were making fun of my render farm.
Oh, they were burning your render farm?
They were making fun of my render farm. Well, some of them were just like, no, wait, actually, this is what this subreddit is all about. Really shitty setups. This guy, you can't make fun of him. And meanwhile, he's saying that. I'm like, oh, ow, look, I'm still getting hit here, man.
Seriously, though, the people on the Home Lab subreddit who are like scoffing at people who Scrabble things together and have janky what is a home lab if it's not supposed to be some janky shit where you're like, I have these weird random components, let me see what I can make with them. It's great. And the people who are chill about it are cool. And the people who are on Reddit about it are not.
That janky shit held the #1 movie for 71.5 out of 72 hours.
Yeah, that's true, baby. That's true. What I will say is about that, some people were looking at all the Mac studios and was like, oh, clearly that's not a deal. I'll tell you something about Mac, even if you don't like it. That shit holds its resale value like crazy. And you better believe I'm going to sell those things now that I'm done with the movie. So I only got them for this thing. So
I cannot fucking believe how expensive like an M1 Mac Mini still is. Like you'd think like, oh, that's really old, but it's an Apple Silicon chip. But it's like, oh, that's like a 5-year-old compact computer. They're like $300, $400, $500 depending on the specs. It's like, what the fuck? You might as well just buy new stuff. God damn.
That's the crazy thing is because I bought this. I mean, it was still the AI craze, but then people discovered that, hey, these Macs are actually really good for AI bullshit. And I'm not using it for that. I'm using it for efficient rendering. But the resale value, I might make money on these.
You're gonna make money on some Mac Studios.
It's crazy. So the render farm
Is no more.
Whoa!
well, okay, it's a little underwhelming. It's gone.
I mean, it is big news, but it's gone. I feel like that's just a part of life.
Wow!
Fucking what the fuck?
Why are you acting like you're not listening, man? I know you hear what we're talking about.
I am listening! I'm reacting!
Oh, okay.
So yes, the render farm has left the bathroom.
Woo!
I know, it is a big deal.
And you burned it in a bonfire in your backyard?
I covered it in Glauber salt, which, as we know, very flammable, extremely flammable. One of the big problems that everyone was trying to warn me about when I stuffed it inside my servers.
It's hard to get up when you're old.
It's moving to an actual, not a bathroom. Like, yeah, Wade, you all right?
Oh yeah, this isn't about me. It's about you. Go on.
Anyway, it's moving to a place that actually should have a render farm, a server room, a real deal server room. Purpose built specifically for that.
Oh, fuck.
What is happening under his desk? What kind of mole men are tunneling up from his basement floor?
What the fuck is happening?
I just squirted water all over.
Well, geez, man, don't do that.
I'm really trying to stick with the story of this one. Mark's render farm is going to a real room like a big boy.
And I'm selling some of it because with the current computer prices and RAM prices, don't give me that face weight.
Very high. Oh, man, you're not lying.
There's some extra stuff that I think I'll try to sell. Might even make some money off of what I got off of eBay for that.
I don't understand what's happening with Wade. I gotta be honest. I'm super distracted right now.
Okay, so what I do right now is like, okay, let's say making movies or whatever. It's like making entertainment. That's a lot of different disciplines involved in it. That's why I constantly come out like, oh, I bought a graphics card, boohoo. You know, I built a render farm, boohoo. You know, Glauber salts, boohoo. You know, lenses, boohoo. Does that count of like having a job that requires a bunch of skills?
I mean, technically it's your job, so I can't argue it, but you can never stop.
This is easy. I don't want to stop. I want to slide into my grave.
I don't think he's going to stop.
Yeah, slide into my grave wishing I could do more.
The only time you're ever going to get Tunis honest is when Mark finds out he has almost exactly 1 year to live. And at the end of the year, Mark dies.
All right.
That's the channel.
That's not bad.
Watch new episodes on Spotify.